Sir, I beg to move to leave to introduce a bill to establish Employees Welfare Authority to confer the right on every employee to disconnect from work-related telephone calls and emails beyond working hours and on holidays, and right to refuse to answer calls and emails outside of work hours for all matters connected thereafter incidental. Therefore, it's a right to disconnect. Thank you.
Last week, during the Parliament session, the spotlight shifted from productivity to personal time. The new Right to Disconnect bill is being pitched as a landmark move to redraw the boundaries between work and life. The bill was introduced by Supriya Sule, a Lok Sabha MP, as a private member's legislation aimed at rewriting how work communication, calls, emails, messages can impact personal life, and also pushes organizations toward a more democratic process in offices. Well, first, it gives every employee the legal right to refuse work-related calls, emails, or messages after official working hours or on holidays. That means refusing to respond must not invite penalty or disciplinary actions from employers. If an employee does work outside hours, say responds to messages, calls, or continuous work, the bill mandates that they be treated as overtime and compensated at the standard wage rate as per overtime norms. The bill also recognizes that work culture is changing thanks to technology. It proposes forming an institutional safeguard, an employees' welfare authority that would oversee implementation, define rules, and mediate employer and employee agreements. In addition to that, the bill recommends counseling support for workers and a somewhat ambitious creation of digital detox centers to help people disconnect and protect their mental well-being. The impetus behind the bill reflects a global and local shift. The rise of remote work, always-on connectivity, and the expectation of round-the-clock availability. The bill points out the risks: burnout, sleep deprivation, emotional exhaustion, stress, etc. By making log off a right, the bill tries to restore balance, so personal life and mental health don't always take a backseat to corporate demands. But this bill is still a private member's proposal and not government legislation. However, this is not the first time a bill like this is being proposed. In Kerala, the Right to Disconnect bill had also been tabled a few months back after a tragic death in July 2024 of 26-year-old Anna Sebastian, who was working for EY Pune. But enforcing something like this across India with a mix of organized, informal, contract, and gig work will be complicated. Many jobs require round-the-clock availability and coordination across different time zones. The bill leaves these details to employer and employee agreements, which may not always favor workers. Still, if the bill does move forward, it could become one of India's most significant workplace reforms, setting boundaries on after-work hours and reducing unpaid overtime. At its core, the Right to Disconnect bill is asking a simple question: should the workday end when the workday ends? If you like this story, stay tuned to Mint for more such content.